and we will get started. So we're going to begin in a seated position today, just cross-legged, and allowing the knees to just kind of relax down as much as they can. And since we are going through the Warrior 2 series, or into side poses, we want, this will help open our hips a little bit as we open class. So today we're going to be practicing triangle pose and half moon pose. And so if you do have a block, I recommend grabbing your block. If you don't have a block, no problem. You might want to have a wall nearby you. So if that takes you off screen, that's okay. As we go into our half moon pose or Ardha Chandrasana. Because it is a balancing pose, and it's a fairly tough balancing pose. So sitting in a cross-legged position if you can to help open those hips. Now, if a cross-legged position is difficult for you, you might stuff some pillows under your knees or something like a block to help support your knees. Or you can use your hands to help support your legs. But the point is to open the hips this morning. So even if the cross leg is difficult for you, kind of make that opening motion with your hips, allowing the hips to rotate out. Okay. If a lotus position or a half lotus position is available to you, you might even come into that. That's a deep hip opener. Anyways, however you choose to sit, do so sitting straight and tall to fully erect the spine, opening the lungs. Kind of imagine your upper body when you're in mountain pose. Nice and tall, chest is open, shoulders relaxed. And take a couple of breaths. Just getting in touch with your breath this morning. Noticing where your breath is moving, recognizing your inhale and your exhales. Perhaps setting an intention for your practice this morning. Yeah. Let's begin moving our neck a little bit. So lowering your chin down while still sitting straight and tall. Slowly begin moving your chin from right to left. Just gentle movements. Checking in with your neck. See what it feels like this morning. Perhaps spending a little bit of time. If you feel any tightness, you can kind of stay there and allow a stretch to happen. And if it feels good to you as you move your chin to the right, you might choose to make a whole circle by lifting your chin up and over and down. And if you do that, once that's complete, turn it to the left the same way, left and up and down. Especially first thing in the morning, it's important to do that sort of movement very slowly and cautiously to make sure that it's right for your body. And then to avoid it if it's not right for your body. at least until you're more warmed up. When you're ready, bring your head back to center. We're going to stretch the shoulders a little bit by bringing the right arm up and across your chest, pulling it in with the left hand, and reach through the right fingertips to the left, but keeping your body straight. Take a couple of breaths there. Bending your right elbow, lift your elbow up over your head with the left hand assisting, and help kind of pull the right elbow back a little bit to get a stretch in the triceps of the right arm. And release that down. We'll go to the other side, left arm across the chest, pulling it in gently with the right arm. Body stays straight, facing straight. Reach with those left fingertips. And then bending the left elbow, bring the left arm up overhead, getting a stretch there. Into the left triceps. And release. Do a couple of shoulder rotations. From here, if you're in your cross-legged position, we're going to switch cross-legged positions. So look down and notice which leg is kind of on top in the cross, and then switch. So right now my left leg is on top. I'm going to switch to bring my right leg on top. Here we're going to go into eagle arms, which is something that we're going to add to our flow as well. So if you don't know eagle arms, we're going to pay attention to eagle arms. So arms wide to start, then right arm comes out forward, left arm crosses right arm, bend the elbows, and then wrap the arms around themselves, palms touching if you can. Raise the elbows up a little bit, and we'll hold there for about 2 breaths. With an inhale, release, arms wide. And with exhale, left arm comes forward, right arm crosses the top, bend the elbows, and same thing. Rotate the arms around each other, palms touching if you can. Raise the elbows up just a little bit. And release, arms wide. Bring your arms down and then place the arms on the, or hands on the floor in front of you. Straighten up your back and walk your hands forward a little bit, giving a stretch into your hips and into your low back. just as deep as is comfortable for you. Maybe you're gonna be pretty high, maybe you're gonna be really low. Just stretching in whatever way feels comfortable for you there. Full morning breath. Exhale. And then walk the hands back in, back up. We're going to swing the legs behind us onto hands and knees. Excuse me. Directly underneath your shoulders, hips knees directly underneath your hips. Let's take a little bit of a stretch into a cow pose with this tummy dropping down, tailbone lifting up just a little bit. See what that feels like in your back. And then rounding the spine, dropping the chin into a cat pose. Stretch. And back to a neutral spine. From here, moving into a downward facing dog, curling the toes under, hips come up, chest drops back as we straighten through the legs as the body allows. Taking a few breaths there, a couple moments there. Kind of moving around, bending your knees if that's comfortable. Getting into a comfortable downward dog, kind of finding that for yourself this morning. Always using child's pose as an alternative to downward dog if you'd like. And then when you're ready, walk your feet up to your hands, leading you to a forward fold. And taking a breath or two in your forward fold. Pull your tummy in, lengthen your spine, and arms wide, bring you up to standing. Reach up, tall palms together, and hands come down. All right, so yesterday we went through Warrior 2 and side angle, reverse side angle, or a version of Proud Warrior, and revolved side angle as well. Today, we're going to go through triangle pose and half moon pose. So if you've come in late, you might want to have a block or a wall nearby because it is a deep balancing posture. So if we have time, then we'll put it all together in a flow, but we probably won't have time for that. But tomorrow and Thursday, we're going to just flow through what we've learned. So we're going to come into a wide body stance like we did yesterday. So legs wide on your mat, or if you're at the top of your mat, stepping back and opening the hips. We want our ankles to be about wrist width apart. So arms wide and ankles are going to be just about underneath the wrist. Obviously, make that suit your body. If you need your legs to be a little bit closer, and they can. If you want a bigger challenge, they could be wider, but you don't want to lose stability. Take a breath there. That is called star pose. Take a breath in star pose. And we're going to start by turning the right foot out. Both hips stay facing the same direction they were. Right heel is in line with the left arch. So look down, make sure that's the case. And if not, adjust for it. Walk your foot forward or back. We're going to start in a warrior 2. So arms wide, palms facing down, bend your right knee. Engage your body for this. Inner thighs are both contracted, kind of pulling themselves in toward each other, which might contract your buttocks as well. Pressing the left foot down into the earth, also grounding the right foot into the earth. So the lower body is very active. Chest is lifted, navel down in, shoulders away from your ears. Arms wide, looking out towards the right middle finger. Strong, energetic warrior 2. From here, we're going to go into a triangle pose. Right leg straight, left hip stays open. You reach with the right hand lowers down to the outside of your right leg while the left arm reaches up toward the sky. Keep your left hip open. And then as your body allows for it, you can slide your right hand down deeper toward the ground or toward your foot. But just like in our side angle pose, if the body and the left hip starts facing toward the floor, then we've gone too low and we want to come back up a little bit higher. Likewise, if you're like me and have some back and shoulder issues, you can bring your upper arm to rest at your hip. But keep the chest open. This is the side body posture, also known as a heart opener. You could also use a block here if you'd like. The hand comes down to a block. Now bring the shoulders away from the ears so that your neck is long in a triangle pose. And if it feels okay in your neck, turn your head to the left, looking up toward your left hand. Deep breaths. 2 more breaths. Lengthening through the spine with a slight rotation in the spine to keep that left hip open. Let's go ahead and bend the right knee, and an inhale brings us back to warrior 2. Good. Bring the arms down, straighten through the front leg. Give yourself a little bit of a rest. We're going to go into our half moon pose. So half moon pose is a side balancing pose. If you have a block and would like to start with a block, you'll grab your block and place it in front of your foot. For most people, it's going to be slightly, in the case of the right foot, it's going to be slightly to the left of the foot, slightly to the outside of the, or no, that would be to the right of the outside of the foot. All right, so from here, we're going to come back into warrior 2. So arms wide, right knee's bent. Looking out to the right middle finger. We're going to lead with the right hand. Again, this is a side pose. Lead with the right hand. Right hand is going to come down to the block or fingertips to the floor. It's up to you and your body what's happening here. And then from there, we're going to shift weight into the right leg. Slide the left foot in and left leg comes up until it's about parallel to the ground. The left side of the body is open, just like it is in warrior 2 and triangle pose. My couch is totally in the way, but makes for a nice head rest. All right. So play around with that for a couple of moments. Engage your left toes so that they are engaged toward your body in dorsal flexion. And then you bend your right knee slightly, bring the left leg down and finish in warrior 2. Arms come down, straighten the front leg, walk your feet in and shake it out a little bit. So now how we might modify that would be, we can put the back foot against a wall, or if we have a wall available, to lean our entire, to place our entire backside against the wall. So what I mean by that is pretending that this sofa is actually a wall. I would have my backside against the wall and come into, I don't have a lot of space here, come into, I just spilled my water, come into a half moon pose with your backside against the wall so that you're fully supported against the wall. Or likewise, you could place your left foot against a wall to help stabilize you so that that foot would be against the wall. So I'm going to press pause and I'm going to check it out and see how you guys are. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. They're coming to the top of the mat or to the center of the mat. Oh, let me take it off of gallery view. Sorry about that. Let's see. So doing the same thing on the other side, legs wide, or if you're at the top of the mat, you're going to step back with the opposite leg. We're going to turn the left foot out, look down, left heel is in line with the right arch. And with an inhale to warrior two, bending the left knee, arms wide, shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Looking out toward the left middle finger. Perfect. We're going to come into a triangle pose. Straightening through the front leg. Reach with the left arm. Left arm lowers down towards the outside of the right leg. Right arm reaches up. We see how that feels in the body. And then we allow the body to ease deeper into the posture. For me, with my back tweak that I had last week, this side is going to remain pretty high. So I could do that by placing my hand at my thigh or by just having my hand in the air or by bringing my hand down to a block. We want to make sure that the right hip stays open, like I said, with a slight rotation in your spine even to help keep the chest open. If it feels okay in your neck, you're going to be looking up towards your right hand. Your left hand could potentially come all the way down to the ground if that doesn't cause your chest to start reaching down toward the ground as well. We want to be feeling this all on the right side of our body, the outside of our body. Of course, you'll feel some on the inner thigh as well. Lengthen through the spine. Neck is long and space between the ribs. When you're ready, begin bending the left knee, come back to warrior two. All right. Lower your arms down, straighten through the front leg. Take a break for a moment as we prepare for our half moon pose on the left side. So set up your block if you're using a block. That'll be set up in front of your left foot. And like I said, for most people, it's going to be to the outside of their foot, but for some of us, it's going to be more to the inside of the foot or just above the foot. You play around with it where you place your hand in your half moon pose. With an inhale, warrior two. And again, don't be shy to use a wall or other stabilizer in this balancing. This is a tough balancing posture. And we're going to, from our warrior two, look at your left hand, reach with the left hand, and lowering it down to the ground or to a block. Shift weight into the left leg. And raise up. Oh, I can't do that with my back. So raise up with the right leg. The right leg can scoot in and then raise up. Taking a couple of breaths there. Try to engage your right toes in towards your body, so that that upper leg is strong and active. And kind of coming in and out as necessary if you'd like, but it looks like you guys have it pretty well. So let's go ahead. When you're ready, with an inhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten through the front leg, arms come down, take a moment. Good, and since we did it twice on the other side, we're gonna do it twice on this side as well. So when you're ready, warrior two. And then half moon pose, looking at the left middle finger, reach with the left arm, Hand comes down to a block or the floor, whatever feels comfortable. Right arm reaches up. Weight shifts into the left leg. Right leg comes up. And then figures out the balance. Right. All right. Come on back up to standing. Walk your feet in. Shake it out a little bit. And we're going to finish up today in just a pure Shavasana. So come on down to your back. All the way down, legs straight out in front of you, arms at your side, palms facing up. Take a moment there lying down to check in with your body and ask your body what it needs. If it needs a stretch or a move, then take it. Maybe a back bend of some kind, perhaps a hip stretch. Maybe something else, or maybe your body just really needs the stillness right now. And then settling into your mat, allow your eyes to soften or close. And allow yourself to just be, not doing anything, just being. Breathing, connecting to the stillness, making space for and allowing stillness, just enough awareness to stay awake and gather any information that this quiet time gives you. If you feel your thoughts beginning to wander, perhaps bring your attention to your breath, listening to the sound of your breath, counting your breath even. Breathing in the morning and breathing out anything you're holding on to that doesn't serve you. Just breathe it out, letting it go, allowing your body to be comfortable and at peace with itself as you begin to prepare for the day. And it is 7 o'clock, so I'm going to leave you guys here, but I encourage you, if you have the time for it, to stay here in Shavasana a little bit longer and allow yourself to experience the being rather than doing. So, of course, if you've got to get started in your day, slowly getting yourself up and closing your practice. So I will see you guys tomorrow where we're going to put the flow all together. Yes, thank you guys. And I honor each of you. Namaste.